Do I still believe that Bonk could hypothetically go to a $15 billion market cap during this bull run? Yes, and that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, even though that's not financial advice. The reason being is because I think it's a very special meme coin. Now, if you're wondering what price it would have at that point, I do showcase it on the screen, but I just think it's a lot easier to refer to it in terms of market cap. But even besides that, if we take a look at Bonk, why is it special? Because we all know it's a Solana-based meme coin. And when it comes to Solana, I think it's very special in a sense that I think it's arguably one of the best layer 1 blockchains out there. It's very fast, it's very scalable, very low in gas fees, a perfect environment, in my opinion, for a meme coin to be in. And that's why I think we're seeing a lot of, Solana-based meme coins do very well, historically speaking. Now, when it comes to Bonk, some people like to say that, it's not been doing the best. It's not defeating like a Shiba Inu or Dogecoin. Well, it doesn't need to, because keep in mind, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, they did very well. They're still doing very well as of right now. But I don't think a meme coin needs to be that massive in order to be considered a success. Because if, let's say, Bonk were to go to a $15 billion market cap, it's around a 10x from here. Now, it's not going to be the best hypothetical upside. However, if you take into consideration how much Bonk has grown in a sense, this is actually not too bad, let's say, hypothetically doing an additional 10x from here. Not to mention, Shiba Inu at one point reached around a $40 billion market cap. Dogecoin also back then in 2021 reached over $80 billion of market cap. So again, a $15 billion market cap really in the grand scheme of things is kind of peanuts when you think about it. And again, I don't think something needs to defeat like a Shiba Inu or Doge in order to be considered successful. Take into consideration how when it comes to as of right now, I think the upcoming peak of this bull run could be a lot more special than what we saw back in 2021. Because that year, during the peak of that bull run, there was roughly around 300 million crypto owners, which at the time was very impressive. However, as of right now, according to Crypto.com research, there's over 600 million. So that's pretty much double. So could you imagine all of the action that we could see this time around? It could be very special, but I get it. A lot of altcoins as of right now, they're having generally a pullback. However, I think this is just normal, right? Things aren't always going to go up forever. There's going to be a time when things take a breather. Again, a pullback, it doesn't concern me. Take a look at Bitcoin, for instance. At one point, it was at the price of $1. Was it a straight shot all the way to over $100,000? No, that wasn't the case, right? There was multiple pullbacks along the way, and I don't think Bonk is going to be the exception to that rule. Now, why do I think Bonk is very special as a meme coin in general? Even though, I'm not necessarily saying that meme coins need a good use case or anything like that, but I think Bonk has the right idea in mind in a sense that they're showcasing that they're putting effort. In a sense where we take a look at how Bonk has over 100 integrations already, in which these sectors do include, DeFi, aka decentralized finance, NFTs, and as well as gaming. So yeah, I think that right there is pretty good. Not to mention, you take a look at Bonk Swap, which is basically a decentralized exchange. Is it going to be the number one decentralized exchange of all time? No. Is it popular? Not really. And who really cares, right? Because if you take a look at a meme coin, again, generally it's not supposed to have a good use case. But nowadays, I think a lot of people want to see a meme coin at least try. Again, they're not expecting it to be revolutionary, but they just want to see it put some effort. It's like, for instance, someone buys someone a gift. Let's say they give someone an iPhone, right? Does it really change the value or the quality or the performance or the function of the iPhone if someone wraps it? No, I mean, who cares, right? Let's say they put like a bow tie or whatever. It's not going to change anything, but really it's about the effort. It shows that to the person who's receiving the gift, right? The recipient, so to speak, that, hey, this person actually cares. They're putting effort, even though it's not really changing, the actual value or the function of the iPhone, if that makes sense, or the gift in a sense. And the way I take a look at it is that a meme coin with a good use case is like a gift that is wrapped. Again, it's not necessary really, but then it's the effort that a lot of people care about. And I think it's a good touch. Now, not to mention, if you take a look at Bonk, listed in a bunch of major exchanges. I mean, also, you take a look at when it comes to the amount of holders, it's over 500,000, which is very impressive. I mean, that's really impressive again. Not to mention, listed again, when I want to harp back on the exchange aspect, it's listed in over 30 major exchanges. So I don't think that this is a meme coin that's going to disappear anytime soon. And I think it's going to be one of the mainstays moving forward. I think it's going to stick around for a very long time. When I take a look at Bonk, the special thing about it is that it's very unique, it's very interesting, and again, people do love Solana. Now, granted, people like to say that, oh yeah, this is kind of a dinosaur in the Solana space, so to speak, when it comes to meme coins. I kind of get that, but the way I take a look at it is that Bonk is like sort of the Dogecoin of the Solana ecosystem when it comes to meme coins. It just really feels like one of these mainstays, and I think it's going to be around for the long haul. And again, Solana is just getting started, I think that we saw what Solana could be, but of course, people are saying that, oh yeah, it has no future. But I think, again, better days are ahead because Solana, fundamentally speaking, is just much better than Ethereum. Let's face it. Ethereum sky-high gas fees, it's arguably not even scalable and often has to rely on these Ethereum layer 2s to kind of fix this type of stuff. Solana doesn't really need that. You know what I mean? It's good from the get-go. So again, it's a perfect place for a meme coin to be, and just a lot of projects in general. I don't think a project wants to deal with like sky-high gas fees and scalability issues. For the longest time possible, a lot of developers, from what I've seen, they were apprehensive to join Solana because they felt like it wasn't popular enough. They felt like the adoption wasn't good enough. But as of right now, Solana has reached this point where the popularity and the adoption is pretty good, to the point that even though Ethereum is more popular and has, better adoption and better, I would say notoriety, even despite that, a lot of people as of right now are beginning to opt for Solana just because of its benefits, right? Again, no gas fees, scalability problems are non-existent pretty much. So I think this is a perfect place to be. And why would this porn be bad? Again, like I mentioned earlier on the video, when there's over 600 million crypto owners, this is not going to be a bad bull run. But of course, it's going to take some time. Now, how much time? Usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened back in April of last year, of course. So 18 months from then is actually around October this year. So when you think about it, there's still plenty of time in my opinion. Now, this is not a surefire date, by the way. It's not like I'm saying that, hey, things are going to peak exactly at that time. But historically, that has pretty much been the case. I'm not necessarily saying that, again, it's going to be accurate here. However, it could maybe happen a little bit earlier, which would be awesome, of course. Or let's see a little bit later, which is fine because I'll continue to accumulate more because my strategy is very simple. Dollar cost averaging. Anytime I do an income, acquiring, holding, just waiting, that's it. I'm not going to try to day trade or use leverage or swing trade. That's just not what I do. That's not my style. That's not my vibe. Again, dollar cost averaging, that is key for me. And I don't think Bitcoin has really showcased what it's capable of. Imagine once it reaches that next level of 150,000, 200,000, 250,000, maybe even beyond. I just think this porn's getting started, really, because even Charles Hoskinson, who is the founder of Cardano, many people allege him for getting kicked out of Ethereum, or some people say he got fired, even though he's the co-founder of Ethereum. But even still, despite that, who cares, right? Whatever the story is, I think that Cardano is a much better layer 1 blockchain anyways. But even despite that, Charles Hoskinson, again, co-founder of Ethereum and founder of Cardano, he does predict that in the next 1 to 2 years from November, or should I say in a video that he was part of back in November of last year in 2024, he did say that in the next, again, 1 to 2 years from then, he could very well see Bitcoin reaching anywhere between $250,000 all the way up to $500,000. Now, this isn't necessarily about altcoins, but usually when Bitcoin does that well, especially, I think a bunch of altcoins, also meme coins, much like Bonk, I think hypothetically they could do well as well. Even again, Charles Hoskinson is saying, or should I say he has high praise for what Bitcoin could be. And I think if anything, if we're basing off of what we're seeing right now against his prediction, I think that, again, if anything, showcases that we still could very well have a ways to go. He's not going to be 100% correct, maybe, right? We just don't know. I don't think he can tell the future exactly, and neither can I. But we can only speculate. And when a reputable individual like that does speculate, I'm going to listen. And again, when I consider all of those amazing factors, when I consider how Solana is up and coming, Bonk at a $15 billion market cap during this run, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Molly the Captain. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.